thought you were on my second spin.
Oh, so yeah. What a morning I've had. Oh, my God. I've been stuck in that surgery for 1 hour and 3/4. Oh, it's my old trouble back again, you know.
Oh, not again.
Oh, last night I woke up and screaming bitch with it. Oh, yeah, so this morning I decided I'd take my elastic stocking off, wash my feet and go to the doctor's. Anyway, he took one look at my feet. He said he'd never seen anything like them. He said my toes were like globe artichokes.
Well, I must say you've been a martyr with those feet. Martyr. Actually, I saw Lillian at the shops.
Oh, how is your Lillian?
She's not been the same since George left. Of course, I never. But I saw her just walking there. She's always had trouble with her thighs, you know. They're always chapped, her legs on. I said to her, you'll have to get those in too. Otherwise you'll be hobbling. So she was just going in Johnson the butcher's, you know.
Yeah.
Partial to a bit of mince.
Oh, yes, and there's not a bit of fat on it from John.
Well, his black tripe is always fat.
Oh, yes.
Well, I just got in there and I said to her, I said, get those legs seen to. Anyway, she took my advice. She went to Dr. Markham's.
Oh, down by the bridge.
Cissie Markham's.
Yes, she used to play the...
That's the one. But the shop failed
No.
not the finish. Of course, they never got on well together. She was a bit of a bitch to me, but I never bothered her.
What about your Lillian's chapped leg?
Walked into the surgery as I live and breathe with those awful legs. And within 2 minutes, he'd cured her.
Why, did he operate?
No, it took 2 inches off a Wellington boot.
So, with all the trouble with these charter flights, our Dorothy decided to go to Brixton for a fortnight. Here, you never told me about the wedding.
I was wondering when he was going to ask about that. Well, it was a fiasco. It was a fiasco from start to finish, I'll tell you. I don't know who did the catering, but the boiled ham was so thin you could see the willow pattern on the plate.
I mean, they do a lovely tongue to you.
And you know, and the table manners of their family, unbelievable. It made the chimp's tea party look like morning coffee with Godfrey Wynne. I've never seen anything like it. They went at them like savages, absolute savages. But you can imagine how I felt. When it's your only one going off like that. And you've tried so hard to bring them up the right way, but I've never seen anything like it. You can tell how far gone she was. The vicar was a midwife. And she had the gall to get married in white.
Never.
I stood there. Well, Arthur had to support me. How would Arthur have to support me?
She sounds very loose.
Loose? She's shredded. I've never seen anything like it. She just takes after that. My sister was just as wayward. You know when she got married, you know? Well, she'd never seen anything like it. The child was there on the honeymoon. And you know it was born with a broken arm, that child.
Broken arm? Was it the fault of the midwife?
No, it was hanging on till after the wedding.
I see Nellie Bumstead passed away.
Oh, can you imagine how I felt? Having lived next door to her all those years. She was like a sister to me during the war, you know. The first I knew of it was when her daughter Sarah came in.
I thought you didn't speak to her.
Speak to that one. During the war, she had more soldiers than Eisenhower. You know me, sorry discretion. I could tell the way she came in and slumped on the maquette that she'd gone. I just knew it. It was something about the way she was crouched. I just mashed a pot of tea on the hob. I'd gone out to get a malt loaf for Sam, you know, he's partial to a bit of malt bread, you know, because he's on night. And I knew the way she was, I just knew that she'd gone. Well, the tears came. I gave her a necklace cake, you know, gave her a necklace cake, and I made her of honour. And we had a cup of tea. I said, settle yourself down. Well, I didn't know what to say. Anyway, do you know what the policy was?
No.
£35 with a quarp. £35. And 23 of those went for Sarah's husband for a waistcoat and tie. Well, you know he's never worked. He's a bricklayer, you know. The last wall he built was Hadrian's. Insurance stamps are worth more than a penny black. Well, I was disgusted with the whole business, disgusted.
I think so.
And would you believe what they did?
No.
They buried her in a pine coffin.
Pine?
A pine coffin. I said a pine coffin. I said, you sit there. I said, I point the finger of accusation. Honest, right? The way that woman slaved for you. And they buried her in a pine coffin. I said, they're no good. I said, she's only got to do that and the sides will fall in.
That's right. Are you having some trouble with your back?
I'm a martyr with these kidneys, you know. Of course, they float a lot. And you get no play, nothing from the doctor.
Oh, nothing, I know.
That many pills now are rattle. Of course, I think it runs in the family, you know. Oh, you never guess who came up last week?
Oh, who was that?
Bright as a new button.
Who was that?
Our Charlotte.
Charlotte?
And she wasn't sober. She'd had a few, I'll tell you, she'd had a few. That woman hasn't got a navel, it'll be a plimsoll line. I've never seen anything. She'd been like that, I told her on my mother's grave. Begged her not to marry that fella. He's a German, you know. He's a German. Never seen him since. And she called him when he was off. She sat there in the chair, charming. Large as life. I couldn't hold back the teeth. And she fell asleep with her mouth wide open. You know, she's had them all out. She had lots of trouble with pyrene, you know. It's like a piano, beautiful teeth, briar. I didn't know what to do. Just then a mouse jumped right down the throat. I was on my own with John. The mouse has gone down the throat. Well, I knocked on next door. You know, the walls are thin there, you know. And if you open your room door, you can put gravy on next door's pie. Sam, he said, whatever's the matter, because you could see how it was. I said, I was Charlotte. I said, a mouse had just stepped down the throat. He said, what shall I do? I said, wave a piece of cheese. Oh, very good.
Yeah, I think
she always come down as nice a bit. Don't you have a shop there?
I get the ride from the maple.
Oh, I can't stand them in there. No, I don't like it. No, I've always liked the quote. So I said, get the cheese and wave the cheese to attract them.
Entice it out.
Entice them out.
Yeah.
Well, I took them up, sit down in the kitchen, had a glass of Ribena and one of my tablets. And when I came back, he was fanning her with a kipper. I said, what are you doing that for? I just like, yeah, what are we doing it for? He said, I've got to get the bloody cat out.
Oh, hello, Ada.
Hello, sister.
See, Ada, you look upset.
Oh, I'll have to sit down. I'm getting a hot flush.
Ooh. Let me take a basket, love.
Your kindness in itself, look. I've been having my migraine attacks again.
Oh, dear.
I went to the cemetery the other day to put some flowers on Bert's grave, you know, my first husband.
Bert.
Because none of his side go, you know. It's all overgrown with nettles and thistles. I went to put some flowers on the grave, and I couldn't find where I'd buried it. Well, you can imagine how I felt.
You were there. You saw him go down.
Go down and nearly followed him. It was our George that pulled me back when the first sod fell on the coffin lid. Oh, I'll never forget that. So big on a won't. Anyway, I went, couldn't find the grave anywhere. I just slumped on a stone.
You poor thing.
I had a peppermint, you know, I get some of my little billies. I just sat there and the Virgin came up. Nice fella, you know, nice fella. You remember him, Tommy, little Tommy, Tommy Beamish.
Wooden leg.
That's the fellow with the wooden leg. Lost the decrease. Well, he came over and said, what's the matter with you, Ada?
Oh, come on.
I've got to consult them
Together, Ada.
I said, I can't find his grave.
I found his grave.
Went into the office and he looked through his ledger. Couldn't even lots of new ones, you know. Ones I didn't know that's gone. We looked high and low in that register for his grave and we couldn't find it.
Oh, Ada.
I said, I saw him go down. He said, what was the name again? I said, Collins. He looked through the list, he said, we've no Mr. Collinson buried here.
Effort.
Can you imagine how? I kept going this way and that way, flushes like you. He said, but then he said, look through. He said, but we've got a Mrs. Collinson buried here. I said, that's him, everything was in my name.
How's that little nephew of yours, Ada? You know, the one that came over from Africa.
Oh, you mean Andrew? Oh, he's a lovely little lad, you know. Yeah. He's been all over Africa, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they've been to Bulawayo.
Oh.
I believe it's a lovely place.
Oh.
There's some snaps. Oh. Some lovely snaps. Yes. They came round the other day, we had a bit of brisket together, you know. Because I've always been very fond of... The only unfortunate thing is he's playing with his father's gun. One of those guns, you know. Yeah. He swallowed a live bullet. Imagine how I felt. I just slumped on the maquette. I just went, I washed. A wave was washing over. The blood was pounding like the surf. Anyway, we rushed him down to the doctor. We made an appointment, but he's very good, you know. Yeah. Very good, very nice. I knew him when he was very small, you know. He did well for himself.
Oh, yes.
Of course, his mother had a bob at him, you know. And you don't have to tell me where that came from. I mean, you know, during the war, eh? The blackout.
Oh, yes.
I could tell you a few
and
stories.
I think she made a bit on them quiet trips.
Oh, them quiet trips, sure, I'll say she did. I think the Scots Guards used to be in their lounge. Anyway, I'm not one for telling tales. You know me, live and let live, that's always been me, Sissy. Anyway, we took him to the doctor and he gave him 2 quarts of castor oil. Eesh. I said, is that dangerous? He said, only if you point him at somebody.
Yes, Ada. I see Albert Thosselthwaite down by the bridge he died. Mind you, I'm not surprised. I mean, 92. Fancy 92 and marrying a woman of 30. I mean, what good did you think he could do her? I mean, you know, like, at night.
You'd be surprised. He was a very virile man for his age.
Really?
I heard. Of course, I'm not one for gossip.
No,
well,
no, I don't know.
I mean, I've always believed in keeping your own counsel.
Yeah.
But I heard Sissy Williams' Susan, you remember the one about that funny fella?
Yes, yes.
Told me that they used to make love every Sunday to the gentle chimes of the church bell.
Eee, fancy. What did he die of?
He died last Sunday. Fire engine went past. I'll have to tell somebody. I'm bursting to tell somebody.
Oh, come on, out with it, Ada. You know me. Silent as the grave.
Sole discretion.
Oh, absolutely. Go on.
Our Phyllis has really gone and done it this time.
Has she?
She told me last night she'd forgot to take a contradictive pill.
Well, I'm not surprised she's ignorant.
3 months. Well, I'm just about flabbergasted with our Phyllis. Oh, she's gone one above herself, that woman.
Really?
Since she married that draftsman.
Oh, well, yes.
Because he's got a relation in Old Woodley.
Yeah.
Do you know we went to a Scrabble party the other night in Morley?
Oh.
And the conversation got to the classics.
Oh, yes.
And our Phyllis said, they were on about Beethoven.
Oh, yeah.
And she said she'd seen Beethoven get on the number 5 bus to the town hall. Oh, I said, you've shown yourself up, our Phyllis. Number 5 bus doesn't go to the town hall.
Ada, you haven't spoken for ages. What's the matter with you?
What happened?
Huh? No, come on.
Our Phyllis.
Yeah.
She's expecting a baby.
Your Phyllis? After all these years? But I thought they couldn't have any.
I'd just had a bit of malt loaf and I just put the kettle on the hob for an hour and a half. You know, a nice cup of tea.
Yeah,
Works out. And she told me the news. Having a baby and I thought she couldn't have any.
Well, how did it come about?
Oh, she didn't go to a doctor.
Oh?
She went to a gypsy outside Rill.
Oh.
He told her to eat herbs at midnight. Yes. So she got some garlic and cloves, some pineapple chunks.
Yes.
And they had to make love over a deep freeze.
Over a deep freeze? And was it successful?
Oh, yes. Mind you, they were very annoyed in Tesco's.
You don't look so well, Ada.
Oh, I keep getting these hot flushes.
Oh, well, it's the time of your life, you know.
Oh, I know. I'm going through it now,
yes,
you know.
I know.
Bert doesn't realise that, but I went to the doctor yesterday. Oh, he's a trumped-up little monkey, that one. I said to him, I sat there, and I was honest as the day's long. And you know me. Well, you know me, Sissy.
Of course I do.
I don't hold anything back.
No.
He said, what's the matter with? I said, well, every time I sneeze, I feel sexy.
Hey, what did he say to that?
He said, sit down and have a ton of snuff.
Hey, do you know, Ed, I'm going through a difficult time with our Bert, you know.
What's
Oh,
the
I
matter?
think he's past it. Do you know, there was a time when he couldn't wait for me to get my stockings off.
I've got the same problem, you know. Now I've got time to knit a pair.
I were reading in the Clarion the other night that Councillor Birkinshaw suggested that we should put a gondola on the Park Lake.
It's typical of his small-mindedness.
Yeah.
They should put 2 on and let them breed. Greece at last.
Well, of course, we've been here a week.
Well, we would have been here yesterday, but we had a puncture at Knutsford.
I must say, the hotels here are wonderful.
Oh,
the food is beyond compare. Oh, wonderful. Have you had the shish kebabs?
Ever since we arrived.
Have you been to the Acropolis?
Never been off it. I'll tell you one thing, Sissy.
What's that, Ed?
I'm just about sick of that fella our Miriam's got hold of.
Oh, him.
He won't leave her alone.
No, you don't have to tell me. I've seen him, outside the chip shop.
Oh, you've not?
Oh, I have. I'm not one for talking.
Oh,
as you
I know that.
Grease all over her tie.
Oh. It's not good enough, you know.
It isn't.
And the terrifying thing is such a big opinion of himself.
Oh, no.
Well, the other Sunday we went out for a ride in his car.
Oh, did
Those
you?
little baby cars. You know.
Yes.
It was just Bert and me, Miriam and him.
Oh, a foursome.
A foursome, yes. Well, if there was anybody else, I didn't notice them. And we went out to one of those farmhouses for a cream tea.
Oh, yes.
Clotted, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and we had very nice meringue, a maid of honour, a pot of tea for 4, and a necklace cake.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, lovely people, very clean.
Yes.
Keep a lovely table. Not much on it, but it's a lovely table. Well, just then he ups and says, I know all about farming. Well, you can imagine my Bert. I mean, he's been through the mill, that lad has, you know.
Course, yeah.
During the war, you know. Even now, he goes in the cow shed, this fella, and he's squatting on the stool, you know, with the cow. And I said, doesn't the cow enjoy me milking it? His tail's going. My Bert said, no damn wonder you've got hold of the bull. I've not felt like this for a long time, not since the birth of our Miriam.
Oh, no, you look drawn.
Oh, drawn. The agony I've gone through, I've been a martyr this last week.
Really? What's been to do?
Well, I went to the doctor.
Yes.
He had a look at me. It's trouble. He said I've got...
What?
You know, humeroids.
They can be very nasty.
I think I've got it through sitting on a wet sink.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, it was very good, you know.
Was it?
He gave me a packet of suppositions.
Oh, Ada, sometimes you do show yourself up.
Why? Why?
Suppositions, indeed. You mean repositories. Oh, I've dropped one.
I enjoy these matinees.
Oh, yes, you can't beat live entertainment, can you? Oh, look, here's another tumbril full coming.
Oh, there's the Duke de Reclus.
Oh, yes.
I've always liked him, you know. Very nice aristocrat.
Yes.
Been a martyr for years with his feet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The only thing I never liked, and I'm not one for gossip.
Oh, I know.
You know me, soul of discretion. Well, I heard from the wine shop there's been having it off with a courtesan from Dieppe, Madame Fifi.
Oh, well, she was always a brazen, a
bitch.
Here, look. They're tossing up to see who's going to go first on the guillotine.
Well, it won't make any difference.
Why not?
It always comes down heads. Will you remind me, Sissy? Must get our Bert some gammon. I'll tell you something as soon as I get out of it. I'm going straight round to the police.
Why, whatever for?
I'm reporting that fella next door.
Oh, yes.
He's always walking about the living room in the nude.
Yes, sir.
He is. Large as life. Saw him the other day. Awful. I saw him from our Brenda's window. Our Brenda's bedroom window.
You can't see into his house from your Brenda's bedroom window.
You can if you crouch on top of the wardrobe. They're just like home, aren't they?
Well, oh, yes.
Multi-rinse soap.
Yeah. Yes, I have noticed, though, the fast spin goes the opposite way to ours.
Oh, yeah, they're not like us, are they?
No, no.
What's the hotel like?
Oh, wonderful. We're staying in a wonderful hotel. Oh, yes.
We're staying at the Miramar.
Oh, yes.
We've got a room that overlooks the groin.
Oh, yes.
On a clear day, you can see the white horses near the battery. Oh. Past the sewage works reclamation.
Yes, fancy.
I'll tell you what to do like in these Spanish hotels.
What's that?
The bathrooms.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Those bidets.
Oh, yes, yes.
I mean, they're marvellous for washing your feet in.
Where do you do show your ignorance?
Why, Sissy?
You don't wash your feet in a bidet.
What do you wash? Fancy.
Ada, these German laundrettes wonderful. They're so hygienic, much better than ours. You know, you've got to hand it to the Germans.
You may as well, otherwise they'll only damn well take it. Square it.
Come on now, Ada, live and let live. You've got to adapt when you're in a foreign country.
Oh, sir. I've
picked up a little German since I've been here.
Was it that violinist in the beer cellar?
Oh, I'm talking about the language. Whenever I can, I always slip into the vernacular.
So do I. It's the rich food. Mind you, I'll say one thing for the Germans.
What's that?
They certainly know what's good for them.
Hey, Ada, you've been done.
I say you don't get them like this at home.
Well, you do if you know where to go.
I say there's not many of those in a pound, is there? By the way, how is your Bert?
There we are. Hey, I tell you what, it was a bit of a shock, your Dorothy's daughter getting married.
Oh, Samantha Louise. Well, it was a shock to everybody, you know, because for years she's been, well, very cold and...
No, suffering from frigidity.
She's a lot loose now than she was. It all stems, you know, from during the war when she was pulled out to the rubble by an ARP man who'd had a drink. Oh, it put her right off then, you know. Oh, she wouldn't look at a fella. Came such a shock when she married Percy. Grand lad, you know. He knew all about the frigidity.
Did he?
Oh, it is frigidity.
Yeah, frigidity.
You know, it didn't put him off.
Did it?
No, he loved her. It was grand to see them together. No, he said he knew where they could get some pills from an apothecary, a chemist. And these pills would rouse the dormant passion within Samantha.
Oh.
Well, she wouldn't take one of the pills.
Well, why not?
She once had a rotten time with some beef tea. But that lad loved her so much, you know, he took one of the pills himself to prove there was nothing wrong.
Oh, so they both had one?
They both had one. Oh. And that night in Fleetwood in the digs,
yes,
she woke up. Ooh, she said, I'm fair lathered. She said, ooh, she said, you know, she said, ooh, I do fancy a fella.
Oh, what did he say?
So do I.
So, who went on a little outing on Sunday then?
Oh, that nosy cat from number 3's told you, has she?
Oh.
She doesn't miss anything from behind those tules, does she?
No, I'm glad to say.
Well, as a matter of fact, we had an outing with the Allsops.
Yeah.
Yes, we went out. It was very nice. Went in their car, you know. And we had a very nice cream tea, a farmhouse tea.
Oh.
Cream horn and a meringue and a maid of honour. Very nice. Didn't care much for the clotted cream, but you can't have everything.
Oh.
And then we went on to that safari park at Knowsley.
Oh, yes, what's it like there?
Very nice. Oh, yes, and everything you pay goes to a very worthy cause for Lord Derby's Trust Fund.
I didn't know it were ruptured.
I think you can tell the way he hobbles. But it's very nice because all the animals just run about in the native habitat.
Oh, habitat. Yes, or else they got some steak knives from there.
Oh, she told me about those. Didn't the skin come off the bone when you'd put them in hot water?
Yes, but we don't talk about it.
Well, it were very nice. There's all these animals running about, you know, zebras and all those giraffes.
Giraffes,
Yeah.
yes.
And there were snakes there.
Yeah.
And I said to Albert, I said, adders. And he shouted cobblers. I thought, well, that's nothing. The only thing, this is personal thing, the only thing I didn't like, there wasn't enough toilet facilities.
Oh, well, it wouldn't be for me.
No, well, I'm the same as you, you know. You war years, doesn't help, does
no.
it? Well, I was behind this laburnum, and this great big hairy animal came up. I think they call him an orange utton.
Hey, you do show you're ignorant. U-Tang.
I thought so, the way it was stood. And the thing got hold of me.
Oh, it never.
As God is my judge.
Where?
Just all of me, started to take my clothes off.
Oh, hey.
And Bert was stood there. He was eating a watercress sandwich and sipping a cordial.
Oh.
And he'd had a few, you know, he's like a loofah when he starts, that's all. And I just looked at him, I said, Bert, what do I do?
Oh, well, what did he say?
He said, do what you always do, tell him you've got a headache.
So, how's your Bert?
Compared to what?
No, I just don't like the look of him.
Neither do I, but he's good to the kids. No, I don't see much of him these days, you know. He's got a small holding.
Yes, I had heard.
No, he's always down. He's got the agricultural thing, you know. He's always down at the allotment.
Oh.
Oh, why?
Growing your own vegetables?
Oh, well, yes, growing my own vegetables.
No, well,
yes.
you will be self-sufficient, won't you?
Well, I don't know that, we'll be able to support ourselves. Broccoli and things.
Oh, yes.
It's mine, I've got a little surprise for you.
Have you? Oh, yes, now that reminds me of Harry Rottenstall. He used to grow them, you know.
Yes, I know. And it killed him as well.
What do you mean it killed him?
Oh, God forbid I keep getting the memory. Apparently got drunk on rhubarb wine. He had one too many. And he stumbled in the greenhouse. Fell across his prize tomato. And was impaled on one of those.
Oh!
They do say when they found him in the following morning, he had a big smile on his face.
And a lovely disposition.
The good ones always go first. Trust in God and keep your bowels open is the only thing. But actually, my Bert is seriously thinking of branching out into livestock.
Oh?
He's got a goat.
Nay.
No, he's always got a mad goat for years. No, he's got this goat, you see, and what he's done is met this fella, you see, and he's got this nanny goat, you see, and they're trying to breed them.
Well, I thought they did it for themselves.
You know what I mean? It's a bit delicate after all. You see, what they're trying to do, they mate them.
Oh, for sake.
They've got this thing tethered in medder.
Oh.
But nothing's happened yet, you know. Of course, my Bert doesn't believe in artificial incineration.
Oh. Neither do I.
Oh, it's the real thing and nothing at all.
Oh, I'll second that.
God. Anyway, what he's doing, you see, the billy goat hasn't, can't. Well, nothing's happened yet.
You mean the nanny hasn't copped?
Well, I wouldn't have put it quite as coarse as that. Anyway, my Bert read in the Dawson issue of the Vet about these hormone pills.
Oh, do you know the things they think of?
Oh, I know. Anyway, what you do, you see, you blow them down the goat's throat. It makes it potent.
Oh, and what's in these pills?
I don't know, but Bert said they taste very strongly of peppermint. Legs are giving me jip. Well, that's that.
Yes.
It's his wife I feel sorry for.
Whose wife?
Les Dawson's. Is it because of his...
Here. Do you mean to say he drinks?
Like a demented carp. You know Bert's cousin, the one who drives the minicab?
The one with the mole?
The very same. He saw him at Wigan Station one Tuesday night at 8 o'clock drinking bitter lemons. You know what that means?
No, I don't.
He doesn't trust himself on the hard stuff. He's trying to kick the habit.
No, come on, Ada, you've got an imagination.
It's true. Bert saw his last series. He said he must have been drunk. Well, come on, I've got that woman from Spirella coming to give me a fit. Have you got the hamper?
Yeah. It's good, that Les Dawson.
They say he's very mean. You know, short arms, long pockets.
Ada, the things you say.
It's true. Do you know Connie's latest young man?
Him with the duelling scar that works for the post office.
Dueling scar or not, he saw Les Dawson in the saloon bar of the Mucky Duck in Garstank t'other week. He brought 3 rounds of drinks in half an hour and a round of cashews.
Well, how does that make him mean?
He's trying to fool everybody, isn't he? Trying to fool everybody into thinking he's generous. You know Bert's cousin what drives the minicab?
The one with the mole?
The very same. Well, he took Les Dawson home one night after the show. When they got there, Les Dawson said, "Here, have a drink with me."
Well, that was generous.
It was a tea bag. Well, come on, Chuck. I've got a fella coming out to lapse our Bert's endowment.
Well, I've seen worse.
If you can forget.
Oh, what is it now, Ada?
Well, him. Les Dawson. He's had the operation. Sex change.
Ada, steady on, love.
I have it on the very best authority. You know Bert's cousin what drives the minicab?
The one with the mole?
He said, why else did he go to Sweden in 1967? Sunbathing?
Do you mean before 1967, Les Dawson was a...
Exactly. He saw him at the Copacabana Club Widnes.
What did he call himself then?
Amanda Dawson and her exotic doves. So you can never disguise the earlobe, no matter what they do. You can see the sleeper marks.
Do you know, I never knew that.
Oh, yes. Mind you, he said he was quite good in those days.
Yes, well, nothing stays the same.
Well, come on, I've got some McKellar Watts polony in the fridge. Kev, have you got some nut brittle on your blouse?
You know, it can be quite comical at times, that Les Dawson. I don't laugh out loud, but I smile a lot.
It's not bad for a dwarf.
He's not a dwarf.
He is, you know. He used to work in a circus once, went out with that big girl from Bickerstaff Lane.
But he's quite tall.
They're the worst kind.
But I mean, he must be over 5 foot on a fine day.
You know Bert's cousin in what drives the minicab?
Oh, yes, the one with the mole.
He has a friend who works at Yorkshire Television Studios. And he told me that Les Dawson has his legs built up with balsa wood.
Well, if you believe that, you believe anything.
It's true. Julian Archer's only 3 foot tall in real life.
Oh, well, now that doesn't surprise me.
He said that in all the love scenes that Les Dawson plays, he has to stand on a box to do it.
But he doesn't play any love scenes.
Yeah, then I told you he was a dwarf. Well, come on, love, I'm going to sandpaper our Winnie's Veruca. That Les Dawson, he's got a criminal record.
I know, I've heard it.
Oh, help me, God. No, it's true, he was one of the great train robbers.
Rubbish.
If I tell a lie, may Fanny Murgatroyd get my divvy. He drove the car.
Get away.
That's right. The police only let him go because he was in the middle of his series.
But they don't do things like that.
They do. You know Bert's cousin in what drives the minicab?
The one with the mole?
The very same. Well, he said that Les Dawson chopped his handjob into little pieces and left her in a left luggage office at Old Lily Edge. But the police didn't arrest him because at the time he was appearing at the Talk of the Groin Rill.
Well, it's not right.
It isn't. Mind you, when they see this series, perhaps they'll arrest him. Well, come on, Chuck. I've got to boil some comfrey for Winnie's bunions. My vest is riding up my back.
You've got to laugh at him, you know.
Well, I won't. It's a matter of principle.
Whatever is it now, Ada?
That Les Dawson is a German.
Les Dawson?
He's a German war criminal. I have it on very good authority, but he's got untold art treasures buried in rust-proof tall boys at the bottom of Lake Samakamagut in Austria.
Who says?
You know Bert's cousin in what drives the minicab?
The one with the mole?
The very same. He stoutly maintains that during the war, Les Dawson used to broadcast false weather reports to put the Allies landing at Normandy. saying things like water spouts expected at Filey.
Oh, go on, pull the other one.
You can think what you like, but I've got no time for him. The great, tall, hulking Prussian.
But he's not tall and Prussian.
Well, he isn't now. Not now. He's had that plaster surgery. Everything dropped.
You'll be telling me next that Julian Orchard is Martin Bormann.
Well, he did spend a lot of time in the Argentine. Well, come on, Chuck. I've got to go and base my cape on.
In the West Wing affords splendid views of the magnificent grounds. It is particularly noted for its Adam fireplace. Oh, Ada, I don't think you should, love.
Oh, I'm very sorry, but my feet are throbbing. My toes are like marinated cherries. I don't know how aristocracy do it.
Honestly, aristocracy.
Okay,
oh, you're just pig ignorant at times, you Ada.
Oh, hello. Good afternoon to you. I trust you find my seat pleasant.
We've not really looked at it.
No, my seat, my humble abode.
Oh, you can't be.
You're not her, the Duchess.
Oh,
I do have that pleasure. And few others. Times are hard. We are finding it increasingly difficult to maintain our noble piles.
I'm sorry to hear that. Our George has the same trouble on the maintenance.
Well, it is nice. Everything is so nice. And the long gallery was so very long.
I must admit, there's one thing I did like. That was your Louis Quinn's furniture.
Louis Quinze.
Oh, he can. That's a nice routine. It's a bit lumpy. What's up with you?
We particularly like the portraits in that big hall. I forget what you call the room now.
The big hall. Some of them are Rubens, you know.
They are a bit naughty. They're all bare.
The portraits in this room are of my ancestors. All of them Earls.
Oh.
They had something else in common, too. Every single one of them, farmers.
It must run in the family.
That's nice.
That happens to be a fire extinguisher.
Oh, they had them in those days. I must say, you've got a lot of grass.
Lawns, Ada.
The grounds were laid out by Capability Brown.
Oh, fancy. Ours were laid out by Cock-Up Carter from Garstown. His niece had a draper's had a bad she had her veins pulled.
I don't think I've heard of him.
It doesn't go out much.
Yes, I can jump in the car and drive all day and never even reach the main gates.
We had a car like that once.
Yes? Yes, I've had an awful lot of trouble with salmon poachers. I don't know if you have.
No, we get ours tinned. Sockeye from Tesco's. Arctic bream.
There was one particularly persistent creature, but he was caught by the gillies.
Nay.
It's been so nice meeting you like this.
Oh, and the cream tea were grand.
Yes, you must come over to our place sometime. It's number 17, Egypt Villas.
It's on the way to the bingo hall. Next week it's the circuit fly, 50 quid and a typewriter ribbon.
Yes, well, that's very nice, but I really don't think it's
Oh, that would be lovely. Would Thursday next at 4 o'clock be of any convenience?
Oh, well, why not?
The 38 bus stops you outside the filter beds. How's up with you?
I shan't need the 38 bus. I'll bring the rolls.
Oh, don't bother, Chuck. We'll get some meringues from Duncan and Foster's. And mayhap a cream horn. Goodbye, Your Majesty. Hey, here. Mrs. Morrison going back to the chemist with a toilet roll.
Her company must not have turned up then.
Take that Jack Russell's leg off my lupins! It's branched all the leaves. Here, Sissy, she's coming, she's actually coming in.
Now remember, she is a duchess, so don't say anything coarse.
Willie Allers like. Oh, you pearled them, you graced them. This way, please. What's the matter? It's been rooked. Oh, hang on, what's that bloody cat? Get back on the ashes. You go on ahead, I'll get the domestics.
Oh, how charming.
Can I take your coat? I'm putting it in cloak room.
Cloak room.
I'll bug it up banisters.
There we are. I think you'll find it's well mashed.
You'll notice that the hallway is conveniently situated near the front door.
Very sensible.
We're open most days, apart from spring cleaner when Albert's been on the
Ada!
porch. He built the porch himself out of Conti board. It leans a bit, but it's handy for the pigeon dropping. Over there, you'll notice sideboard on side. And if you look very closely, there's an embossed Pyrex dish full of grapes. And there's nobody ill.
You'll notice that the waste disposal unit is of the manual variety.
Pardon?
We're chucking it in bins.
How amazing.
We have a very ample, spacious broom cupboard.
But we won't go into that just now. Oh, where would we be without your laugh? Upstairs is the master bedroom. Oh, we've got a four-legged bed up there. And our Bert keeps his bike, so he can get mounted early in the morning.
Yes, well, I think it's time that I was off.
Oh, but you can't go yet. You've made a very poor tea. Should we open a tin of chunks?
We've got some dream topping on there near the peanut butter, if you fancy it.
Oh, most tempting, but I really think I ought to go.
No, you mustn't. I mean, it's so nice to get together like this and see how much we have in common.
Exactly.
See how well we understand each other.
Yes, nevertheless, I must go. I want my coat. I really must go.
No, you don't need your coat. It's not at the back of the garden now. No, we've got it upstairs on landing. It's in cerise with a lime border. When you go in, just give 2 sharp tugs and stand well back. The pedestals crack. What's the matter? She's got
He's a funny man, that Les Dawson.
Funny maybe, but man, I'm not too sure.
Hey, Ada, whatever do you mean?
You know damn well what I mean.
Oh, nay, Ada.
All that dressing up in women's clothes, him and that Roy Barraclough.
Clough.
Some sort of fish anyway, it's not natural. You know my cousin Bert, who drives the minicab with the mole?
Oh, yes.
He took him home once.
Yeah. What happened?
Nothing happened. But he can tell.
Yes, well, it takes one to know one.
Exactly.
But, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, he's a married man.
Oh, he's been married for years. It's part of the trouble, I think. Matter of fact, there's a photograph of Dawson's wife in the Farmer's Weekly.
Oh.
Now, that's her, feeding the Angus bulls.
Oh. Which one's her?
The one with the blouse.
Well, no wonder he's got problems.
To each his own. Some white bait in the fridge.